Dear students, this is the video number 33, chapter 6, heat and energy, for part B, energy flow and its importance, for class 9th physics. Before this video, just watch video number 16, 17, 18 and 19 for part A. Okay. Now in this video we will start from ecosystem. Now in ecosystem there are two components. One is biotic component and other one is abiotic component. Okay. Biotic is a living one, and abiotic means non-living. In biotic components, living means like man, okay, animal, plants can also come in this. And abiotic means air, heat, light, rain, etc. For the energy dependence of all these, living as well as non-living, it depends upon the main supreme source of energy, and that is sun. So from sun, which is the supreme source of energy or main source of energy, (50 to 60% of energy, 50 to 60% of energy, that is merely wasted, okay, or you can say it is incident part of energy or incident energy which is absorbed by the atmosphere. 10% of energy is used by in heating up water and land. As you know, on the surface of earth 70% is covered by water and 30% is land. So for heating up this water and land, 10% is wasted, and out of this now the sun, 8% energy fall on plants, okay, falling on plants, and out of this merely 0.02% energy will be utilized by the plants in photosynthesis. Okay, photosynthesis for producing their food, and which is mainly, these plants are mainly known as producers. Now from this our food chain will start. We can draw it like this. This is the sun, which is the supreme source of energy, right? And from here, from sun, energy is transferred to producers, which are the plants, and then these plants will further transfer its energy to small fish, you can say. Here one example is given in ICSE book, that is krill, okay, that is very small fish, okay. So from this krill to secondary consumer. This is about the primary consumer. This is for the primary consumer. Primary consumers. Now krill 2, it will go for the further small fish which will consume this krill. Okay. Small fish you will not write over here because it can create confusion. So krill is a kind of small fish. Okay. And then small fish which we can say it is a secondary consumer. Secondary consumer. Then to the tertiary consumer. Tertiary consumer, which is the large fish. Large fish. And then finally it will come to the man, which also needs energy for its different activity. And after the death of the man, the body of the man will be decomposed by the bacteria and all that. Okay, decomposers. So further again nutrients will go to the soil and soil will be utilized by the plants. So it is a kind of cyclic process. Energy is a energy flow in ecosystem is a kind of linear process, but nutrients flow is a cyclic process. Flow of nutrients, you can see flow of nutrients is cyclic. Okay. And energy flow in ecosystem is a linear. So that we'll discuss in one of the diagram. I hope till this everything is clear. First sun to producers, then producer to primary consumers. This is a kind of small fish. Then that krill will be consumed by further small fish, that is secondary consumer, and tertiary consumer large fish, and large fish finally to man. But finally after the death of the man, it will, the body decayed part of the man body will be decomposed by the decomposers, and further it will go to the plants through the soil, right? So this is about the food chain. So I am erasing this arrow just till man will show. This is a simple food chain. What is this? This is a simple food chain. So in this energy flow in ecosystem, which is in terms of food chain, so as you know, the sun is the spring source of energy, and it will utilize give us solar energy, and producers, plants will utilize this solar energy, and mainly the plants producers, we can take it as grass. So gross production is of 20810 calorie, right? And a part of this will be utilized for the respiration by the plants for their metabolic or for making their food for different activity. 11,977 calorie will be utilized in this respiration process. Okay, and net production out of, if you'll subtract this part, you will get this net production of the energy, that is 8,833 calorie. Now it will be consumed by the primary consumers, and that can be a grasshopper, so that is herbivores. It depends upon the plants only. 3368 is the gross production for this primary consumers as a calorie, that energy, and out of which 1890 calorie will be utilized for the respiration or metabolic activities for this grasshopper, and it can be used or kind of a loss, you can say, or utilized by the primary consumers. And net production is 1478 calorie. This is available energy for the next step, and when a part is loss by this excretion, energy loss in excretion, that is kind of fecal matter. And when these plants are decayed or dead, so their body will be decomposed, and a major part of the energy will be lost in the form of this 5465 calorie. And when this primary consumers will die, there will be also loss of energy, that is 1095 calorie. It will also go in this decay process. And 1478 calorie, out of which this 1095 is lost, only 383 will be consumed by the secondary consumers, and it can be a rat. Okay, so that will also utilize 316 calorie for respiration, and net production will be merely 67 calorie. Now this is the available energy for the next last tertiary consumers. It can be snake, simple to understand. So 21 calorie is the energy which will be available, and out of which 15 will be utilized in respiration process, and which is remaining 21 minus 15 is 6. So that will be used up by this decay process, or in decay you can say. So 6 calorie. Now you can imagine that we have started from 20,000 and we will left with this only 6 calorie. So there will be a decline in the energy, but you can't say that energy is wasted. Why? Because energy can neither be created nor be destroyed. That we'll study in the another part. So in this discussion we can say the energy flow in ecosystem is linear one. Energy flow in ecosystem is linear. It's not cyclic, it's a linear one. You can't say that this full energy will be go to the sun. Okay, this is the linear one. Here is a direct decline. You can see major available amount was 20,810, and respiration 11,000 will go. These all values you have to learn. And for decay 5,000 roundabout energy is wasted, and then 368 calories available, out of which net production is 1478. Again 1890 calories used for the respiration, and for decay 1000 nearby, and 383 secondary consumers will consume now. Okay, and after that net production is 67, out of which this 316 calorie is wasted. Net production is 67, and 21 calorie will be consumed by this tertiary consumer, which is the snake, and then out of this 15 will be in respiration, and 6 calorie will be in decay. So in the application of the laws of thermodynamics in energy flow, we'll discuss about the first law. As you know, in this first law, the flow of energy in the process of this full ecosystem, like in the entrance of this ecosystem, the energy flow until the diffusion part of this ecosystem. The full energy will be governed by these two laws. First law is energy can neither be created nor be destroyed. It can simply transform from one form to another. It's simple one. Energy can neither be created nor even it can be destroyed, but simply there is a transformation of energy from one form to another. Or you can say like same amount of energy which is being created is further transformed to different form. You can see now 20810 is available energy, right? Net production was 8833, and if you add this value in this value 1109.77, you can add these two value, you will get the same value, this 20810. Same case here, like 3368 calorie was available, net production 1478 calorie was there, and if you add this 1890 calorie in 1478, you will get this 3368. So net energy is remaining constant. Second law is like when we'll go through this producer to primary consumer to secondary to tertiary. The full amount of energy is not available because part of energy is utilized by the each producers, primary consumers, secondary consumers and tertiary consumers for respiration, or which is unuseful for the second step or second consumers. Okay, so in this you can say in second law of thermodynamics, some part of energy is always converted in unuseful form of energy, which can be due to the friction and even due to the radiation. Just like in a machine is also not 100% efficient. No machine is 100% efficient. Okay, efficiency means input energy is not always equal to output energy. Like if 100% input we are giving, so mainly machine can give mainly because of friction, mainly there will be a loss of energy, or 60 to 70% of energy is giving us as an output. Okay, output of the machine will be merely 60 to 70%, 30% will be lost. So that can be because of friction, or in terms of radiation it is lost, right? So this is for the second law, and just read the content properly, watch video again and again to get the mastery on the content of the part B, that is energy flow and its importance. Thank you.